Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, it's great to meet you. I'm Stella, and today I'll show you how to make this miniature potting bench and accessories for your dolls. And as always, I have free printable templates to help you make your own version. You'll find everything in the video, so now let's get started. We'll begin with this little flower planter because, well, it's so easy to make, and you need one at a potting station, right? First, we'll cut this part of the template a couple of times and we'll stack the layers together. The final piece should be around 2mm thick. And as usual, I suggest using cardstock from old packaging for this, since we generally already have some at home, plus it's quite thick, but very easy to cut. You can use a cutting machine if you have one, or just regular scissors and a craft knife. We'll make a second identical piece, and we'll do the same for this part. And for this one, but this one we'll only make once. Next, we'll cut this part 4 times, and we'll glue layers in pairs. At this point, we should have these 6 pieces ready, and we'll combine them like this. Next, we'll cut this part and we'll glue it around the top edge of the planter this way. We'll do the same for this part. Then we'll cut this part twice and we'll glue 2 sides together. We'll cover the resulting piece with this part. And we'll glue the final frame to the top of the planter. At this point, we can paint the planter, starting with a white base to even out the surface. And then we'll add some color. And if you want to find out other ways to make different kinds of flower pots and vases, I'll have the tutorials linked in the description. And in case you're wondering, this soil is actually coffee grounds, and the plant comes from one of those, little fake plastic plants you can buy at dollar stores. Next up, a tiny watering can. First, we'll cut this part 3 or 4 times, and again we'll stack all the layers together. The resulting piece should be 2mm thick. We'll do the same for these parts, then we'll assemble the 3 elements like this. Next, we'll cut this rectangle, and this time I suggest using a lightweight type of cardstock since it's thinner and easier to shape. We'll press the rectangle against a wet sponge to dampen it. Then we'll glue it around the previous piece this way. We'll use this part cut from copy paper to seal the 2 ends of the rectangle. Then we'll cut this second rectangle and we'll wrap it around the first one. Lastly, we'll cut these strips and we'll glue them around the previous parts this way. To make a handle, we'll cut this part 3 or 4 times and we'll stack the layers together. We'll glue the final piece to the watering can's body. Then we'll cut this part. We'll dampen it with water, and we'll carefully roll it around the handle of a small paintbrush to give it a rounded shape. We'll use this part to connect the 2 sides of the cardstock piece. And finally, we'll cut this part and we'll glue it around the previous one. We'll glue the spout to the rest of the watering can. And at this point, I realized I glued the spout and the handle on the wrong sides of the watering can, so I had to fix it. But I mean, are you even really crafting if you're not messing up constantly? Am I right or am I right? We can now paint our little watering can, starting with a black base to even out the surface. And pro tip for these hard to reach areas, I used a tiny cotton swab. Next, we'll rub a candle or a wax crayon over the entire surface of the watering can this way. Then we'll cover everything with acrylic paint. And as always, I'll post a short list of all the main supplies I use for this project in the description if you're curious. Lastly, we'll scratch some of the paint off to get this vintagey, distressed finish. I also added a final coat of clear varnish to make the paint look more shiny. And if you prefer a metallic finish, you can simply paint over the black base with some metallic paint. We can now start working on the next piece, a small potting bench. First, we'll cut this part a few times and we'll stack all the layers until we reach a thickness of around 4 millimeters. Then we'll cut all these strips and we'll glue them over one side of the panel we've just prepared. We'll coat the entire piece with acrylic gesso, and I recommend using a large, stiff bristled paintbrush to get this nice three-dimensional wood grain texture. Then we'll mix some brown acrylic paint with a bit of water so that it's very smooth and runny. And we'll brush it onto the panel, removing some of the paint with a second clean brush to get all these lighter streaks in the color. I think this unevenness makes the finish look more realistic, don't you think? And just a little tip, once the paint has dried, I always place my cardstock panels between two layers of parchment paper and then under something heavy like a big book for a few hours. This will flatten the cardstock and the parchment paper will absorb any leftover moisture in the paint, preventing it from bending over time. We'll make a second identical panel, then we'll cut this part a few times, and again we'll stack all the layers until we'll have a final panel that's around 4 millimeters thick. We'll make two more identical pieces and we'll paint them the same way as the previous one. Next, we'll cut this part, and once again we'll have to stack multiple layers until we reach a thickness of 3 millimeters. We'll make 4 more identical panels and we'll paint them just like the previous ones. Next, we'll cut this part 4 times and we'll glue layers in pairs. The resulting pieces should be about 1 millimeter thick. We'll paint them with acrylic gesso first, and then with acrylic paint. At this point, we should have all these panels ready, and we'll assemble them like this. To make a drawer, we'll cut this part 3 or 4 times and we'll glue all the layers together. The final piece should be 2 millimeters thick. And if you're using my free printable template, I suggest cutting this hole with a hole punch. Otherwise, if you have a cutting machine like a Cricut, a Silhouette, or an M1 Ultra like mine, you can use my digital templates, which you can find in my shop, linked in the description. We'll assemble all these parts in the same way. And again, we'll paint all the pieces with acrylic gesso and then acrylic paint. At this point, we can assemble the drawer like this. And this is totally optional, but I decided to line the bottom of the drawer with some patterned paper, mostly because I wanted to try this tool. It's this website called Dollhouse Prints, and it's supposed to be for making dollhouse wallpapers, but I was curious to see if I could use it for something else. And it's actually really simple to use. You can either upload your own reference picture and turn it into a wallpaper pattern, or you can just describe the design you want, select the scale and the style, and let the website generate the pattern for you. I usually make these by hand, which takes quite a bit of time, so this was surprisingly quick. I'll link this tool in the description if you want to try it too. Next, we'll cut this little paper ring and we'll paint it silver. I also covered it with a bit of white glue to make it more three-dimensional. Then we'll glue it to the front of the drawer this way. And we'll make a second identical drawer. Next, we'll cut this part 3 or 4 times, and again we'll stack all the layers together. The final piece should be 2 millimeters thick. We'll paint it just like the rest of the bench, so we'll start with a white acrylic gesso base, and then we'll go over it with brown acrylics. We'll do the same for these parts. Then we'll cut this part a few times and we'll stack all the layers until we have a final piece that's around 3 millimeters thick. We'll do the same for this part. Then we'll coat both panels with acrylic gesso and acrylic paint. At this point, we should have all these parts ready. We'll combine them like this. And our tiny potting bench set is ready. As promised, here's a link to the free printable template, and if you want to find out how to make more gardening tools, you should watch this video next. And this is all for today. Until next time, bye!